Like this. You know, you spoke about being a leader,
Mm-hmm.
and my best practice that, and I taught this, and I teach this to my kids. I taught it to my
Mm-hmm.
son. I taught it to myself. Um, and what I realized is to be a leader, you have to again not be worried about nobody else. You have
Mm-hmm.
to learn to lead yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
When you put that into practice, leading yourself, just focus on you and leading yourself, people will automatically gravitate to you and follow that lead. When they see you successfully leading yourself, people
Mm-hmm.
want to become part, they're drawn to it. It's like a magnet. And when you are consistently progressing by leading yourself and
Mm-hmm.
doing things that may not be what everybody else is doing, but you're making these lifestyle changes for the better and you're leading yourself, the people who are witnessing that, no matter how long it takes,
Mm-hmm.
they will start to want to follow that. So the best way to become a leader is not to try to tell nobody else what to do.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to become a leader is not to try to influence nobody else. The
Mm-hmm.
best way to become a leader is to influence yourself and lead yourself and really be real about it. Really live
Mm-hmm.
that life. Practice what you preach, put it into best
Mm-hmm.
practices. And when you do that, people will ask you to lead them. You know what I mean? They'll want to follow your lead. Even the people that don't ask you indirectly will start following your lead, and you'll probably never even know because you're a leader and you can lead by example without even ever saying a word. So some people also are said to be natural leaders. They born, they didn't ask to be no leader. And then
Mm-hmm.
people like, oh, you're a natural leader. When you do this, everybody follow. Like back in the day in school, you get to being disrupted. They call you outside. Man,
Mm-hmm.
you can't be doing that because when everybody in class follows you, you're a leader. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
what the fuck are you talking about? I'm a kid just like them. I didn't ask to be, you know what I mean? They're like, but you're a leader. So you have to blah, 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 blah. Sometimes these crowns are bestowed upon people without them even knowing. And
Mm-hmm.
then they have, like you were saying, they have to grow into these things, these qualities, because
Mm-hmm.
they are inexperienced and they haven't grown into that state of understanding what to do with the responsibility that they was given. But if they choose to minimize distractions and get focused and grow into it, it's already in them. You know what I mean? Most of these
Mm-hmm.
best qualities, whatever those qualities may be for any person, for any real man or real woman or real individual, most of these qualities are already within the individual. They just have to learn to put them into practice. And that takes self-reflection, discipline, and focus. And, best practices, as I always say.
And like you say, when you put that crown on, sometimes you don't even ask for it. You know what I'm saying? We don't always ask, you know, and sometimes the crown just get put on you, and you have to be a leader. Sometimes you're forced to be a leader, and you didn't even know you being
Yeah.
forced to be a leader. And I'm gonna go back to a word that you used earlier that I told you I like that word. Sometimes that can become overwhelming
Mm.
for the
Mm.
individual. You know what I
Heavy is
mean?
the head,
And
huh?
huh?
Heavy is the head that wears the crown of the
Ain't a
world.
man, and
Yeah.
and make your shoulders real stiff too, and your neck hurt.
Anything
You
else.
know what I'm saying? Right. So so it can be overwhelming for us sometimes.
And can
And
cause
trust me
setback.
when I tell you when you were describing the characteristics, like I thought you were talking about me the whole time. You feel me? Like,
Oh man,
but
I know, but this is what we do. We
but
bounce
yeah,
stuff off each other to get
but
all perspectives here.
but um I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? But I like to always know because I know that who I am now, I wasn't always this way.
And there's individuals who can relate.
Right. And so because I wasn't always this way, I want people to understand that it is work to
Yeah.
get to this level. And again, and I say this over and over and over to people, man, I'm not for everybody. You're not gonna be for everybody.
Mhm.
And And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be for everybody, man. This shit is tired. This shit gets tiring. Trying to, because it seems like you got to save everybody all the time. Or, but the key to being a good leader that I found, and man, you said it, and it's a kudos to you because you said it, and it's an accurate statement. The key to being a good leader is also learning. Boom, that was it. Also learning. You have to be able
To
to
learn.
keep learning. You got
Oh,
to keep learning
gotta keep learning.
because
Can't stop.
yeah, because this
That
is
is
how
the
you
key.
learn to lead. And sometimes in order to be a good leader, you have to learn to be a good follower because you're not always going to know. And that goes with learning. Sometimes you got to follow somebody else's plan. And we are going to find somebody that because that's business practice, right? Find somebody who's doing better because if you're the smartest person in the room, then you're never going to grow. So you want to get in the room with somebody who's smarter than you and learn them. You don't have to necessarily yeah, you're going to kind of follow their blueprint a little bit and tweak it for yourself and become your own individual. My thing is we're as a people, as a people, as a group, this era, because I know this is mainly who I'm talking to, us 80s babies, late 70s babies, 70s babies, 90s babies, that's having these kids now. This is who I'm talking to. We are the new standard, right? We having these kids and we not abandoning them. You know what I'm saying? We taking on kids that wasn't ours, and we helping
Mhm.
them. We adopting everybody. We taking on the neighborhood. We at this point now where people we buying back our communities.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? We standing up. We taking it back to where they was on the buses and boycotting. We doing this now. This is us. This is us. Our kids is in the new generation. So the generation that they growing up to things. What they getting now is things that we was inventing. We're inventing this stuff. This is
Yeah.
us inventing this, and we're giving it to our kids, and we're giving it, and we putting it out here. So yeah, we ain't gonna all be polished. We all ain't gonna be polished. Those that's polished, each one teach one.
Indeed.
Ladies, y'all are some of the biggest influences. Y'all gotta understand, from a man's perspective, what my woman asks me to do, I'm gonna do. If that's my woman, I got you. I got you. You just have me. I'm gonna take care of it, and I got you. So if I'm not doing something correctly, speak to me. When we land in the bed, talk to me. When we on the phone, tell me. Whatever it is I'm not doing, tell me because I'm going to tell you. Don't take offense when I tell you. And I ain't going to take offense when you tell me because I need your constructive criticism. Because if you can't be honest with me and I can't be honest with you, what the fuck are we doing? I need I need your help just like you need mine. I'm going to lean on to me to make sure that I can do my part. And I hope that you do yours. But don't never try to judge or knock a man for not meeting your expectations. Show him what he's doing wrong. Tell him, talk to him because he's listening. And if he ain't the person for you, get rid of him and get you somebody else. That's going to meet more. Again, it goes back to what we just said yesterday. This is your resume. Be honest with yourself and listen to their resume before y'all just start messing with each other because you can eliminate because everybody's not qualified for your position.